we'll get into wrapping it up here with Seattle Stars of the Week. 2 different picks here for the course of being original. Tina Charles, that's a great pick. I like that pick, not only because we share a name, but, I think that, starting's been great for her, but just having Tina Charles on this club is going to be great going into the playoffs and going deep into the playoffs. So what helped you in that decision there?
Just as you said, she's going to be such key in making a playoff run. She draws double teams, and they weren't double teaming her during that game where she had 27 points, and then eventually they realized that they had to, for a good reason. But they were leaving her open at the 3. So again, it's so cool to see her evolving as a player. And she did say that during the end of her career here, she does have to evolve for the game. So it's nice to see it happen. Yeah. And again, she's going to be a key part to the whole Storm roster in this playoff run.
I mean, yeah, you make great picks there entirely. I went with Ron Francis solely because of the additions that he's made for the Kraken this offseason, like we basically have been talking about. In addition to that, as they talked about it through most of the season, they said, once it started looking like the inaugural season, everybody set the expectation for Vegas for maybe the playoffs. Once it became obvious that wasn't going to be the case, Ron Francis said, we're going to be aggressive in free agency. We're going to use our draft picks as currency to trade, which they did there with Bjorkstrand. And they want to win games next year. And I think you've definitely, like I said, you've added a few great pieces on, skating wise. You added some talented defensemen that can help you score as well, help you with the power play. You got to back up from Philip Grubauer with Chris Drieger out, so that'll hurt not having Chris Drieger till about December or so. That's a few months of the season, right? But I definitely think you improve, and I would imagine you're not going to finish last in the Pacific Division again. So
I'm going to put you on the spot, and you know how other leagues do the rankings for off-season moves? What would you rate the Kraken's offseason?
Are you making me do like out of all the 32 teams in the NHL or like a letter grade?
Letter grade.
With the addition of Bjorkstrand, I'm going to give him a B+.
Okay.
I know that there was talk about adding like a high tier, defenseman, and technically still free agency is going. There's a lot of guys that are available still, but I'd say a B+. I think, again, you've added a few wins. That's what you needed to do. And, Burakovsky's here for 5 years on his deal. Jared McCann got locked up during the season last year for several years. Gruby's locked in for several years. So you've got guys that are going to help you win for years to come. So B+, I would say.
Not
B+.
bad.